Hey, I am Lag of Suggestions, and today I want to talk about some suggestions that a player by the name of Guardian TKT submitted on Twitter and the official Discord that I really think would benefit the game. Before we go on, a sub to the channel would be great. Also, a special shout out to the Army of Lag for making these videos possible. Alright, let me preface this by saying that the suggestions put forward utilize things that are already in the game, such as challenge, dungeons, raids, leaderboard, scaling, and other systems to all come together and make something that is progressive, endgame content, and a new gameplay experience. Here's a quick overview of what these suggestions are before I go into specifics. Weekly reset challenge dungeon, monthly reset PvP guild leaderboards, and quarterly reset faction wars. The rewards for these gameplay modes would include recolored cosmetic items, badges, titles, and in-game resource rewards like gold, XP, class XP, etc. Before I get into it, I just want to put out a quick disclaimer. These things are not currently in the game. These, it hasn't been communicated that these are going to be in the game. But what I'm trying to do is highlight these suggestions because I think they're really good suggestions, and I would love to see these things in the game. So let me know if feedback is down in the comments below. So let's get into the first thing, the weekly challenge dungeon. This would be like one challenge dungeon that starts at the intended current max level. It is level 38 at this point in time, and upon successful completion it will unlock the same challenge dungeon but one level scaled up, so the difficulty of the dungeon would increase. It's like dungeon tiers. When a new challenge dungeon is released, you will use that for this week's weekly challenge dungeon, and you'll add it to the list of challenge dungeons to rotate through. If there is no challenge dungeon released on any particular week, you're just gonna rotate through the older challenge dungeons. So it's pretty much the same system that the daily boss uses, but instead it's going to be on a weekly basis and is gonna use dungeons and level scaling to make it difficult. The progress should be tracked in saves, so next time a challenge dungeon comes around, let's say the Caldera dungeon, you can continue from where you left off. As for the rewards, it can utilize the same reward system that was mentioned earlier, or it could use whatever new items were on the week's release, like a unique recolored version of them. Weekly Cicero Quest. To be able to progress through the weekly challenge, you can offer a new power system from Cicero. Something like gemstones can be used to be engraved on gears to gain additional power. It could be like a percentage based on total stats, not individual gear stats. Players should be able to do higher levels as they collect and engrave more gemstones each week. Cicero's weekly quests can give you like one gemstone per week, and each gemstone gives 1% of specific overall stats. An item can have only one type of gemstone engraved onto it, however, it can be stacked multiple times. So example, if like you want to stack power gemstones, you can stack power gemstones on one piece of gear. But you can't say let's put an attack gemstone and a defense gemstone on the same piece of gear. Since attack and health are really powerful stats, they should be able to stack fewer gemstones like ×3, while other gemstones like haste, crit evasion and stuff can stack up to like 4. Monthly reset PvP guild leaderboard. This will be a PvP winning leaderboard for guilds that resets monthly and offers rewards for top guilds. This would utilize the same leaderboard feature that we've seen in the Saladin Forest. Solo queue or party queue, each player's win will total to 1 point. Example, a party of 5 out of 5 of the same guild, they would get 5 points for their guild. A solo queue win would equal 1 point for his or her guild. The rewards for this could be a combination of gold, glory, class XP, and XP for the top 10 guilds on the leaderboard. The XP could go to everybody in the guild or just the players that participate in the PvP itself. Quarterly reset faction wars. This can be like a PvE dungeon. This could be similar to the Legion versus Paladin thing before it was turned into PvP, while it was still a PvE based experience. A war between two factions that have locked chests with surprise rewards inside it for the end of the war. Only the winning side chest unlocks at the end of the war, and players are free to join and support both sides at any time. All players have access to the rewards in winning the chest, no matter which side of the war they fought on. The losing faction chest stays locked until the next time the same war comes around with additional rewards to unlock. The previous losing faction chest now has 2 times the rewards, placing higher player incentive to fight for the side that lost, giving them a bigger chance of winning this time. Dungeon Statistic at the end. We already have this for PvP, and it would be really good to see this in dungeons as well. It could help track player party progress, power, speed, performance, etc. And this would be useful to have, especially for like the weekly challenge dungeons. And finally, the last thing on this list would be something I really like, and I've been wanting to see in the game for a while, is a personal DPS. It's a personal DPS or HP meter. You can see only your own DPS and HP. Some people have concerns for possible toxicity and or bad things that usually result with typical MMO DPS meters, and this can be resolved by making it personal only. So a DPS meter or HP meter basically lets you see with a system message how much DPS you've done or how much HP you've healed. More importantly, it can help players improve their gameplay, test classes, stats, builds, and so much more, like making sure you're tailoring your build towards a playstyle that really fits you. It's a easy one-click press to reset, simple UI for all types of platforms, and there should be an option to tune it on or off, like latency and FPS. So that is it for now. I really do like these suggestions, and if you like these types of videos, I will be doing more suggestion videos in the future. So shout out to Guardian TKT for putting this together and allowing me to showcase it. And if anybody at AE is listening, I think these ideas are really good and do deserve some consideration. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Stay safe, be happy, and meow.